What is up, ladies and gents? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rap Esparza, and we are coming to you live right now from all over the place. Myself in Los Angeles and our two friends in completely different places, one of whom we hear in the background right now, so we should probably address what you're hearing. Yes, you are here for a Jiu Jitsu Overdose pre-show, an official one, I might add, which, congratulations to us. Take that, other pre-shows. I don't know if they exist. If they do, they're not as good. Let's just be honest. But nonetheless, thank you very much for that. We love and appreciate our friends over in Cancun, and we're holding it down here in Los Angeles, but not just in Los Angeles. We also have one of our correspondents out in the field. Tim, where are you, sir?
Raph, I am at McCallie High School in Chattanooga, Tennessee at the McCallie Invitational Wrestling Tournament. There's a ton of wrestling going on right in front of me. Championship banners hanging from the rafters. They're figuring out who's going to be the champion for today. It's been a great day of grappling, no pun intended. But I'm stoked to be here. EBI 22 in the house, the welterweights, man. Let's get it. I'm excited.
Thank you for that. And I am told right now that we have another friend of the show who is joining us, and I'm glad to see he's alive. Look at this one, Kevin Sherrill. Kevin, what is going on your side of the world, and where
What's
are you
going
recording
on,
from,
Raph?
sir?
My living room. I just got back from open mat and scrambled to get back in here and get on. That's funny. I didn't realize Tim's at McCallie. McCallie's like a historically good wrestling program. I wrestled against a couple guys in high school. They're insanely good. That's one of the best programs in the Southeast. Fun fact.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
they're not bad. That's for sure.
I'm happy to see you're here, so we can actually take off the normal coverage that Kevin is not here because he is here. So congratulations for that, gentlemen. I know it has been kind of a wild time for everybody here. Listen, there's been a lot of action going on, but the news team here has been split up, so everybody is out doing their individual assignments. But that doesn't mean we weren't watching Jiu Jitsu Overdose. There's been a lot of stuff that's been happening, and I feel it's best if we go directly to the board so that we can get straight to the show here. But I do board, which is I think it's pretty intense to have a show, clean up, and then do a comedy show, which by all accounts has actually had a group of people staying after. And you would think, oh, is it going to be somewhere else? No, it's on the same mats.
That's amazing.
So I would ask you guys this before we even go to the board. Is there an event that you would go to jiu-jitsu professionally that you would love to see transformed into a comedy show shortly thereafter? And I'll start with you, Tim.
Yeah, for sure. I wish I was in Cancun right now, especially if Eddie Bravo's going to be doing the comedy. I had the great pleasure of seeing him when I was out in Austin for an event. Got to watch him do stand up live in person. He was fantastic. So for certain, I think Eddie's the only guy that could pull this off. I'm not sure you could do it at the PGF. I don't know if that venue's too classy. I don't think it's going to run that way. But EBI, beautiful, great idea. What a treat to be there and get to experience that.
Beautiful. Kevin, what show or jiu-jitsu event would you like to see turned into a comedy show just an hour and a half after competition was done?
Yeah, I've seen Eddie stand up too, and he's actually good. I want
He
to
is.
see I want to see an overtime criteria that's your type 5. That's what I want. As soon as it's over, give them no break. We cut to it, and it's like, cool, man, you couldn't get the takedown. ADCC rules were 0-0 or like advantage of time. I don't care. And Stephen Eakin walks out and he goes, all right, flip a coin. Who's going first? Somebody, you got 2 minutes. Whoever gets the most boos is out of here. I don't even want cheers. We know there's not going to be like laughs and cheers. Nobody's that funny right after fighting. I want that overtime tournament. I want somebody stalling to overtime because they think they got a zinger.
I will 100% tell you that would be my MO, but I don't know that my delivery would be as good. Normally after competition, I'm pretty spent, pretty tired. Not a great athlete, decent talker, but you make me do hard
Bro.
rounds. Talk go by. No good.
That's the rule set Craig beats Gordon in.
I think we finally discovered it. Good job here, Kevin. Well, gentlemen, why don't we go directly to the board, and I'll walk you guys through some of it, holding it down here for us. And I appreciate you guys joining us here today. But let me just educate you guys who may not have been able to watch an excellent Medusa event. So yesterday, at the Medusa event, we had two winners, one of whom that you see in that top right-hand corner. And it shouldn't be a surprise to you because Aislinn O'Connell has been one of those individuals who gets it. She looks so comfortable in this format, in this rule set, and it's no wonder she has repeated her winning streak here at Medusa again. And with her coach, Gabriel Austin Daffron, who is awesome. You got to see the two of them celebrating and talking with fun and super happy to tell you guys about that performance. But I would tell you one other thing. The second person to win, because there was 2 8-woman tournaments that was happening yesterday. The second person to win started off with a huge spoiler if you were anybody else. Yesterday, we did a segment on the show where I basically did a one-word assessment of association of saying some word that attached to every one of the competitors. And the word that I ended up using for the competitor that won, which was Valerie Wong, was spoiler. And guess what? She ended up winning the whole thing because she did spoil the champ, won Kaya Jackson in the first round and continued her winning ways all the way to the end. And I can tell you this right now, we do not have her today, but she will be appearing on the Grappling Hour within the next week. So we have already reached out to her. We're very stoked that she will be joining us. And ladies and gents, that kind of brings you up to speed on what has happened over at Medusa. It was an incredible event. And I would tell you this, I think one of the reasons why you do watch these events is that you do try to see who is going to become the new and emerging talent. And I think there was a star-making turn in one Valerie Wong. She looked great. She had one of the best post speeches I've seen. And then today, she told people to tag her with the photo, but not just her account. She said tag her and UFC Fight Pass so that more women can get on UFC Fight Pass. And I thought that was a pretty baller move. And I want to be part of those people who are helping to get the word out there because I think Medusa is a unique, one-of-its-kind tournaments. And obviously, this is the upside of doing that. So congratulations to those two ladies and super stoked. But I also want to give some shout-outs. Liz Tracy looked really good yesterday as well. And, you know, Katie was solid. I thought for a minute Katie might be able to get a bigger spoiler moment happening in her own right, but she looked good. She did fall in the semis to Aislinn, but still very happy to see her. Lauren Sears, shout out. And, you know, of course, Sarah Wilson in her first round was pretty dominant against Jade. She did lose in overtime, but she is Grappling Our Family as she has served as a correspondent. So shout out to all those ladies and congratulations to your winners, Valerie and Aislinn. So that essentially is what happened over at Medusa yesterday. But gentlemen, there's more to cover because we have some announcements, I guess, to make. We'll go ahead and advance the board because it does look like we do have some new information here in terms of a bracket reveal. So, gentlemen, have you had the opportunity to look at the bracket for this week yet? Or for today, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up right now.
All right, so I'm going to start with Tim. Tim, what is your first observation about the bracket, if any, sir?
Well, I see that Carlos Calvo is added to the bracket. Obviously, CJJ tournament that he competed in on Thursday night. I'm trying to see, these names all look similar to me. Benitez, maybe I didn't see him on the card. Names look pretty familiar to me. Oh, there's some special matches that I didn't see. Maybe that's the special matches. We got Sam Schwarzenfeld, Jonathan Wilson, Noah McCauley, and Michael Sines. Outside of that, I don't see any huge surprises unless something's changed off of this, Rap.
Thank you very much. Why don't we go over to you, Kevin? Kevin, what do you notice from the bracket? Do you have anything that stands out to you?
Yeah, Eddie clearly has a problem with John Combs. He's got a personal vendetta. John Combs and Jed Thompson running it back for the first time since Jet ripped John's leg apart. To be fair, I think John, like, we all kind of talked about it on that season of the PGF where we like knew Jet was good, but we didn't realize how dangerous he was. Yeah, that's a rough one for a first round matchup. Two other PGF vets are Caleb Crump and Kevin Beering going up against each other first round. PGF vet Nathan Haddad. Like, it's actually Ernesto Rivera, Chris Wojcik. Man, we're loaded. Davis,
So
sorry.
let me just stop you all because Egghead's trying to cut in on this too. Gentlemen, do you not see any part, like, do you not read the board? Like, it's one thing to not actually read the pre-show element that I put on, like the little notes between us, because it's all written there. But you're all getting to the PGF part when it is on the board. So we are already, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go there. Fine. You know what? There. Look. Oh my God. Did someone bring up something before everybody else? Yeah, I did. Because it's 8 people. 8. Half of the competitors on today's bracket are actually PGF alums. If you go down that bracket and you look at it very intensely, which I've already done, so I've already beaten you all to it. But
10.
I have to tell you this. It is impressive as both talent that the PGF is now basically not only a farm league. Farm league gives you 1 or 2 people. It looks like a
it's a
sponsorship here. Like, this is a
pipeline, man, for real.
Supplying the talent pool. And for years, so many of these guys, and I know you relate to this, they wanted that opportunity to be on EBF or PGF and then EBI. Sorry, I got this note at the same time. Should have put it PGF piece first on the board then. Wow, what a good programmer, Egg. How about you ease into it? Because you talk about the bracket and then you ease into the idea of saying the PGF is good. But when you're a PGF parrot, you keep saying the one thing over and over and over. And you lack it. So, anyway, bad producing. That's probably the dumbest thing you could ever say to me. Legitimately, rubber, glue, get out of here. Here's the reason why I'm excited, though. If you guys have watched any form of combat sports, you have to feel excited for these individuals. So I guess the question here is, I would like for you, let's zoom back now. I would like, you know what, screw it. Let's zoom ahead. Predict. I would like both of you gentlemen to tell me your 4. Who are going to be your 4 semifinalists today? And I'm going to start with you, Kevin.
You got Alan Sanchez versus Nick Ronan. That's a rematch of the finals. I'm going to go with Alan Sanchez by EBI overtime. I think it's close and competitive. I'm having Jet Thompson over Kevin Beering. I got Davis Asare beats Kieran Kitchuk. And I have Ernesto Rivera beating Chris Wojcik. I know that's like they've had a couple of matches before and it hasn't gone Ernesto's way, but Ernesto's my boy. And we fully expected to see Chris in this. So I'm going to pull for the home team here and say I think Ernesto pulls it off this time.
Copy that. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Tim.
I mostly agree with Kevin's picks, but I think we're going to see Sanchez versus Nathan Haddad in the first set of semifinals. I think Thompson Beering's going to happen. I think Thompson's going to get past Beering. I think we're going to have a showdown with Thompson and Alan Sanchez for the semis. And Wojcik, Ernesto Rivera, I'm on the same page as you. I just think Wojcik's going to win. I love Ernesto Rivera. Don't get mad at me, dude. You're a great dude. I just think Wojcik's on a run. He had a great showing at the PGF, and I think he's going to take it. Davis Asari versus Kieran Kitchuk. I don't know how to call that one, man. That's one that could go either way. Obviously, Davis Asari is a really tough competitor, but it's hard for me to call, man. I think that's a toss-up between those two guys. But definitely those 4 names, those are going to be the guys to watch today.
Thank you for that, Tim. All right. Gentlemen, very quickly, though, I would tell you this. If there's one thing we know about Ernesto, though, Tim, it's that he takes things quietly. So I'm pretty sure he won't have anything
I'm certain.
Not public. Well, no.
He's just
I
gonna
don't
write
know
it
about
down
that.
on that list of names.
I will
Yeah.
tell you, Ernesto is somebody who, even when he's trying to keep his mouth closed, is still loud. So I have to say, I sent him a note and I said, hey, I was so happy that he got picked because I know Eddie was talking about him, and it goes to show you what a showcase PGF is when you can have him join the show. And it makes complete sense. And you look at him and you go, could he be a spoiler? Could he be something that would make it very interesting in terms of spoiling what we expect from the proceedings? So why don't we go ahead and bring this now very quickly to the next segment, which I'm actually going to go back on this one onto one. Okay, we've been doing this exercise, and I'm going to split the difference here. I'm going to do left side of the bracket, Tim, right side of the bracket, Kevin. And we're going to start with you, Tim, right now. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to make one-word associations. So that means as we go down the list, the bracket, I want you to tell me your thoughts on this performer, this athlete, using just one word. And here we go. We start off with Alan Sanchez.
Technician.
Carlos Calval.
Fiery.
Nick Ronan.
Angry.
Nathan Hatch.
Sweetheart.
Jet Thompson.
Corn-fed.
John Combs.
Injury prone.
That's 2 words, sir. Try it again.
There's a hyphen in there. I like it.
Accident.
Kevin Beering.
I like that you made the 1 word 2 words. Accident. He's an
I'm getting my
athlete.
2 words in. I'm sorry.
Kevin
Kevin Beering. Killer.
Caleb Crump.
Crumpalicious.
No, stop it. All right, get out of here. All right. We now go to our other side of the bracket, of which our good friend Kevin Sherrill will be leading this dance. Kevin, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and tell us your thoughts on the following individuals. Chris Wojcik.
Versatile.
Fernando Benitez.
Scrappy.
Ernesto Rivera.
100 thou.
I'm sorry.
That's for him.
What is that?
That's for him.
What is that?
That's for him. If I say
this show isn't
if
just
I
for
say
him.
100,000 really fast, it counts as 1 word.
No, that's not how words work. You can't make up new things.
Just squeeze it in there, man. It's Ernesto. I'm just waiting for him to get me back on that 100,000 he owes me.
Why does he owe you 100,000?
He just needed the money, man. He was in a bad spot.
Now I have questions. All right. Oscar de los Santos.
Oscar de los Santos.
So sorry.
I'm gonna go with crazy. Love you,
Oh,
Davis.
okay.
But after that interview we had about after the leg lock, crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Fair. Aaron Wilson.
Tough.
Kieran Kichuk.
Dangerous.
How do we say his name? Sorry.
I thought it was Kitchuk, but I don't know, man. It's real Canadian, you know?
No, somebody told me a key to it once and I lost it. So sorry, Kieran. I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Keychuk?
Dude, it's just Ron Burgundy disease is happening. I don't even know. Mike Wacker.
Yeah, I gotta go with Gritty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though I think
Yeah.
used, that's fine.
Did I use Gritty?
All
right, let me pull out my thesaurus right quick.
Please do. Thank you. Kevin's the only person that uses his phone to cheat when he is an analyst. Like, I've never seen anybody else find a way to cheat. Like, it's one thing to get information, but he's literally looking up how to be an analyst. So, did I actually get it right without damn, okay.
Key
I need to
Chuck.
give myself
You said
more.
there was a key to it, and I thought that was you setting your own joke up. I thought you were like underhanding it to yourself.
It's a little bit of that. It's kind of, you know what it is? It was my safety net to put down just to make sure I was covering all bases. It's kind of like when you put the coin on 4 different things when you're playing craps, where you just go like, nah, I'm going to ride this line and see if it was right. And then you end up getting it. So congratulations there. And it says, just squeeze it in there. Words and from talking at this point, I want to make sure for the record, this is permanently banned. Well,
it's so much funnier that it came from Egg, man.
It could only have come from Egg. Listen, gentlemen, we don't have a fight.
I'm a child.
But I was really sad when you guys were not able to preview this one with me yesterday. So I figure with the remaining time that we have left, we will go ahead and put this one in. So, gentlemen, in a second here, I'm going to put this back on full screen in a second, but I need you guys to understand what it was that we lived through. It was a very rough time. And yes, if you look at this, this is Pat Downey getting into a fight. And I mean, I guess the weird part is, did we expect anything different? And are we surprised by this? I'll go ahead and start with some takeaways, and I'll start with you. One, Kevin Sherrill, what was your takeaway from that melee?
10-9 for the blue belt. Give him a stripe.
They're both blue belts, sir. That's not how that works.
I know, but I don't know the other guy's name. 10-9 for not Pat Downey. I like that Pat Downey tries to do the head movement and still gets clipped. Don't get me wrong. He's a big guy. I don't want to fight him. But he fought in Bellator. I would have not expected some random blue belt to piece him up a little bit. It's kind of funny to me.
Do you want to see what we had likened it to?
Yeah, I do.
Here we go. We essentially likened it. Nope, not that one. We had essentially likened the fight, not to that one. Oh man, we've got lots of good footage here. We essentially likened it to this. In case you guys have not seen the classic film,
Me, Myself, and Irene. Yeah,
Myself and
perfect.
Irene. Because it literally, I mean, it was pretty close.
Oh God.
So anyway, that was our nice little cutaway gag. And
oh my God, that's great.
This is the note from Bujigatami, who says they had to DQ both of them. One of those punches almost connected. So I should point this out. Yes, they both did get DQ'd. So that meant no medalist for that division, whatever it was, blue belt something. I would point out, though, even more hilariously, Pat Downey got promoted to purple belt there. So after getting promoted, then claimed he will never, ever fight again or compete again in the IBJJF. And I have to tell you, there is not a more purple belt move than disappearing from IBJJF competition after getting DQ'd for getting into a fight. I mean, no notes here.
He's had
Pat Downey.
Yeah, the full experience, man. Well done. Marvelously accomplished.
So, I mean, you only need to compete up to purple belt to really get what the IBJJF is all about. That's enough of an experience. This is the second time I've misidentified Pat Downey in a training video. That's what it looked like to me. Like, okay, when you square up against MAGA, this is how you're gonna do it, man. Pat Downey, I love you. I wouldn't fight you. Kevin might. I don't want to fight you, but
I'll pass.
Cecil Peoples called that a.
I will tell you this, Tim. I'm happy that you were able to unfreeze, because for a minute I thought that is not the way you want to get frozen in conversation. Is Pat Downey? I
I wouldn't.
So, gentlemen, we've excused and we've discussed those things. I'll ask you right now before we sign off, are there any major predictions you want to make for today's show? So I'll start with you. Tim, do you have any wild predictions here for this event?
I don't think this is a wild prediction. Maybe it is if you don't know who Jet Thompson is. I think this is going to come down to either Jet Thompson or Alan Sanchez. I think Jet has a perfect game for EBI. Leg attacks in regulation, back attacks and all blocks in overtime. I think he's going to fly under the radar. Even still, he's going to have a great chance to win today. If he can get past Alan Sanchez, it's going to be a big matchup, though. So, really looking forward to it.
Thank you for that. Kevin, do you have any predictions for us, sir?
Yeah, I have a interesting one. I think Jet Thompson's toughest matchup until the finals is going to be John Combs. I think if he gets through John Combs, he runs through the rest of the bracket, and we see him in the finals. The right side of the bracket is very interesting to me. I think, no offense to the guys matched up, but I think we know who's winning the first four matches, the first round of that. Or we can say with relative confidence who we believe is going to win those. And then it gets very, very interesting. The left side, I think Jet's kind of going to tear through. I think it's going to be a rough time. I think John Combs may be the most ready for him. But once he gets through that, he's got the best shot. If you want to take the champ out of the bracket, your best shot is first round. I think after that, Jet picks up steam and it just gets worse for everybody.
Gentlemen, thank you for that. Look, guys, I feel like we predicted this well. I felt like we gave some love to a time-honored tradition. EBI is one of my favorite things to watch, so I'm super stoked to watch today's event. I'm going to release both of you back into the wild. It is miraculous we were able to assemble the news team, especially considering they were changing the start time. Didn't know that. Literally every day was supposed to be 3 p.m. Pacific time. So just goes to show anybody can be surprised here on this show. Not just yours truly, who loves a good schedule and really loves them, but we were able to get the team. So I appreciate you guys for making some time in your day. Thank you both for your time.
Listen,
gentlemen, I'll talk to you in just a second. But
tip for Raph.
Yes, please.
Pro tip: if you don't know anything, you get very used to being surprised.
Listen. This show couldn't run if I didn't know anything. Like, I have to be the one that knows something. And I can tell you how frustratingly angry it is when I wish I could know nothing and the show would just exist. But if I knew nothing, it'd be like, oh, Raph, what time does this show start? I don't know, man. Whenever I feel.
We'll see.
I don't put down rules, man. I just do. It'd be like, no, that's not how this works. So, nonetheless, again, it worked out. But our thanks to everybody here, and our thanks to you who are watching the official day of competition that happens tomorrow. That's going to be Jiu Jitsu Combat Worlds. Come back here for another pre-show. We will do that one. And if you guys are wondering, right now, EBI is taking place. So turn on your televisions, and we're going to throw it to our friends over there. But in the meantime, I want to tell you guys this. We will be back here tomorrow for another pre-show, and then we're going to do a wrap-up show on Monday. So on Monday, we're going to do a wrap-up show. We're going to get a siesta. We got some Christmas parties to attend to. And then once we get back here, we'll give you a full recap of what happened, what took place, and we'll tell you the incredible week that was Jiu Jitsu Overdose. So ladies and hold on. Egg, you of all people don't get to say Kevin ain't wrong. First of all, Kevin's wrong a lot. Second of all, what do you mean he's not wrong? You're the co-adult in the room. Or at least I thought you're the adult in the room. And then I see you try arguments like this, and I think to myself, you know what? Not even arguments like this. I'm going to go to this one. I was going to go to the other one instead. Just squeeze it in there. And I realize I am the lone adult here. I thought I had friends who could help me here. But this quotation just proves I am alone in a world filled with... I mean, you know what they're filled with. All right, you guys. That's going to do it for us here at the show. I cannot tell you guys how excited we are to watch EBI. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats.